Welcome back to all my subscribers. If you're new here, appreciate it if you would subscribe and hit the like if you like this type of DIY video. And I'm back here with part 3 of carpet tile install. I had part 1, uh, part 2 was uploaded recently, and also I recently created a lessons learned, mistakes made video, so look for that. Some interesting things there. And now I'm getting ready to go ahead and move forward with getting the adhesive down and getting this tile down. So before I do the adhesive, I wanted to go ahead and put masking tape along the baseboards because I will be rolling the adhesive out. I don't want to make a mess and get a bunch of glue on my baseboards. So I did put masking tape. Don't want to bore you with showing you that. And now I'm getting ready to start applying the adhesive. But wait, before I do the adhesive, one step, important step that I forgot that I have to do. So I have to find the center of the room and um, make make a square chalk line. I have a chalk line, so I'm going to make lines along the floor, so when I start laying the tile that they go in properly. I will show you that here in a minute. Here we go. Okay, so I'm going to start by measuring this wall here and finding where the center is. I will do the same thing across that wall, find that center, and that'll be my first line. We'll call that my horizontal line. Once I do that, I'll find the middle of that line. I have an electronic square, LED square, that will help me then get my other line perpendicular to that and make sure that it's truly square. Okay, so I found the center in this direction by measuring that wall, measuring this wall, found the center, snapped the chalk line. You can see the chalk line, and then went across here, measured, and found the center of that chalk line. So now what I'm planning on doing is I have this Prexiso, I can't pronounce it, that's supposed to help you get a truly square. I have not used this before, so this is a new one for me. Put it on and line it up perfectly. Ah, beautiful. So it is, let me see if I can get the camera over there if you can see it. Probably can't see it, but it is putting a line over here. So a red light, so I can go ahead and mark this. And then I'll turn it the other way. I guess I should have put this on there. Make sure. I'm gonna do it this way now. Oh yeah. So now I can put a line over here. I want to check this side one more time. So it was off. I had it off just a little bit. So it's pretty cool because it shoots a laser on my existing line. So I just made sure I had that laser lined up on that line, and then it shoots a laser that way where I can mark that side and did the same thing that way. So now I'll put a chalk line there. and it should all be perfectly square. Okay, so I got chalk line center of the room. I'm gonna just do one last check, make sure I got it square good, because this is pretty critical on getting your tiles going down smoothly. And again, I'm just gonna line this up there, and that's lined up. And then I'm gonna go this way. And that's lined up, perfect. So now I'm gonna do a dry run and lay some tiles down. And the reason why you do the dry run is you want to lay your tiles down to see how they pan out at the walls and at the edges. Because what you don't want is to find on the end of at one of your edges to where you have to cut a small piece. So if you find that, well, you have a small piece that would need cut along the edge, you'd want to move your line over to give you a little bit bigger piece to work with. Okay, so I've laid out, just doing a dry run. Wanted to make sure, and we'll show you what I'm talking about over here, that we don't have like a very small piece. So if you look at this, see that's easy. It should be an easy cut. Um, it's got plenty there. Um, I had come across the same thing over here. That's a good size. Going in that direction, as you see, we're testing out the carpet already. Same thing on, so all directions I was good. The only place where I'm gonna have a small cut, and it's gonna be probably the hardest, is gonna be right in here. Because this is where my line comes up. And this is overlapped a little bit, but this tile here ends right about here. So I'll have another tile that I have to cut, and that's going to be quite challenging, but that's going to be also possibly to be hidden in the closet if I screw it up really bad. So now the other thing I wanted to tell you then on these tiles, you can't really see it. Let's see if I can find, there are arrows. I don't think you can see the arrow in the camera view, but there are arrows. And the design that I have right now, I put all the arrows in the same direction. So you could change it up. You could have, every other one going in one direction and then swap them. So there's different designs you can do with that based on the arrows. The other thing, if you notice, you do see a little difference in coloring here. They suggest that you don't just start from one box and start laying tile from that one box, then go to your second box. You want to take from box one, then box two, then box three, because you will have some difference in coloring. That way you don't have just like a whole area that's shaded slightly different. But so that is the dry run. Now what I'm going to do, okay, so I got another chalk line that I put along here. This will be my starting point right here. It's a little bit, I'll have to cut a little bit of it off, but got to do that either way. So this is my starting point. And this tool is pretty cool. That's why I wanted to show it again. So when you put it on there and turn it on, it's shooting a laser that way. Now, and I made just a little pencil line mark over there, pencil mark over here too. But you do that in each direction, and then you can get your chalk line down and have it pretty square. So it's now Monday morning. Today's President's Day. I decided to hold off on doing the gluing and the carpeting, laying the carpet down till today, because I didn't want to get, it was late in the day, I didn't want to get stuck laying carpet in the dark. So anyway, so I got my chalk lines down. I got my starting position is going to be right there. Wanted to show you, so for rolling down the adhesive, I'm going to be using this 3/8 inch nap roller. Have my roller there. And I already told you about the adhesive, which is the Henry 650R. So let me go ahead. I'm going to start on this side of the room and work my way out. Let's go. So here's a couple of tips from lessons learned. Before you start gluing, open the windows. I totally forgot to do that until it was too late. I couldn't get to them. So I did open the rest of the windows, turn all the fans on, turn AC down a little bit because this stuff, it does have a strong odor. Another tip, if you have door stops like this, remove them, because as you're rolling and all of a sudden you come across one of these, it'll get in your way. So remove your door stops. Also, for cleanup, have a wet rag and paper towels available. That this glue washes up with when it's wet with soap and water pretty easy. My understanding is you have to use mineral spirits once it's dry, but definitely have that with you. And so the glue is on. As you see, it is starting to dry. Still white. It dries pretty quick. The other thing is trying to get around in here, the back of the door. You can't really get with the roller, so I used one of those foam brushes just to make sure I get the glue, because I want this carpet to be pretty set in here and not peel up. So now I'm just waiting for this to dry, and then I will start doing the tile carpet. One other thing I wanted to share, something I did, concerned that as I'm putting the glue down, that my chalk lines will become not easy to follow. So I don't know if you can see, I took a pencil, a carpenter's pencil, and I did put some marks along here. So as you see, some of my chalk line is gone. It would be hard to keep it straight. So I did a pencil mark just to be able, just for the first piece to get started. Okay, so for cutting and trimming the carpet, I have two knives I'm going to try. This is just a Craftsman regular utility knife. And then I purchased this Roberts carpet knife. So I'm going to see which one works better. Okay, starting the very first piece, probably the most critical piece. Well, I didn't do a very good job trimming it. So I'm going to try it again. Okay, I have two pieces done, and I'm going to tell you, this carpet does not cut easy. And it's probably because of the backing. It's not a felt backing. It's taken a lot of strength, finger strength, hand strength, trying to cut this. Okay, so I got the doorway done. Wow, this was not easy cutting this, harder than what I anticipated. Only got one little cut so far. Yeah, on that, it was a slip, and I didn't have my glove on that hand. So keep your gloves on. And now I think I'm ready to start rock and roll and going that way. So on these edge pieces, take your time. I had a couple of pieces I got in a rush and I cut them a little bit too short. I would say if you have time to take up the baseboards, it'd probably save a little bit of work or make it a little bit more professional looking. But anyway, so I'm going to do this piece, checking my arrows, make sure I got my arrows right. And start by lining up my corner here, butting it up against it, and pushing it down. Now, here comes the tricky piece is I try to push it down as much as I can. And then again, because it's not really easy to cut, so I do a little bit, get it started, push it down, check it. Using this is actually like a concrete chisel, but to push it down a little bit more. Most places there's enough of a gap underneath this baseboard I could push it under, like there. And there you go, that's one more down. Okay, the carpet tile is done. Still got a little bit of cleanup to do, but the tile is done. Let me show you what it looks like. So there you go. I have to have my phone plugged in right now because I've been using it and it's drained. Let's see if I can show you in the closet. This was definitely the hardest section to do around these corners. Definitely the hardest. But it's done. There's some minor imperfections like over, let's see if I can show you, over in this corner. So that's not a cut towel, that's the whole towel. It just came up short in that section. And I was like, oh well. We'll put a dresser there to cover that up. But other than that, I mean, I think it looks pretty good. It is done. Now I gotta get the bed and stuff back in here. So thank you for watching. If you liked, please hit like. And if you're not subscribed, go ahead and subscribe and we will catch you on the flip-flop. Bye-bye.